Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my glass studio. In this video, I'd like to show you how to make this beautiful jewel-toned flower bowl. It's super fun, easy to make, fast to make, has this great free-form shape around the edge, these beautiful little open areas that you're going to love, this wonderful color, vibrant jewel tone flower. So let's get started. I have this wonderful poinsettia pattern. Now this could be done in white, it could be done in red, it could be done in green, pale green, it could be done in yellow, so it could be any type of flower. I just think I'm going to make it in red and green today. So I have 2 copies of the pattern. I've numbered both copies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've numbered both copies because there's a lot of pieces that look very similar. And when I cut it up with the scissors, I'm going to have piles of pieces, and I'm not going to know where they go in order to put it back together. So this will remain a master pattern. I'll leave that one intact, whole. This one I'm going to cut up with scissors and then glue these pieces on top of glass and cut out some clear and some color. Now I went ahead and I included this line here. The glass that I plan to use has some direction in it. Oh, here we go. See, this red has some grain to it, or direction. So I want to make sure that when I lay out those pieces, I work with that grain. So I'll take this line and line it up with the grain so that the grain will rotate out from the center of the flower and look really pretty. Now, sometimes glass has more color or texture on one side than the other, so pick the side, cut on the smoothest side, but pick the color side that gives you the best effect that you're looking for. So another thing I'm going to do on these pieces is mark which ones are going to be red, so I'll put R, and then which ones are going to be green, so that when I cut these up, I'll know what pile to put them in. I have more red than I have green, and that's okay. I'll make that one green, make that one red, and I think that's going to be great. And then these are all going to be yellow, and since these are all just circles, they I don't necessarily have to number those because they're supposed to be kind of uniform. All right, so now I'm going to take my scissors and go ahead and cut this up. I have the circle shape as a reference, but I'm not actually going to use it. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut a circle, a piece of clear, and use that as your base. It'll be real simple and easy to work with. Or what you could do, what I'm going to do, which is have this bowl have like a freeform shape. I'll cut it like this. Kind of average that out right there. I'm trying to follow the line closely, but if it goes a little one way or the other, what I really prefer is a smooth edge quality on my paper rather than real exact on the line. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up. So there's my first piece of red. Here's my first piece of green. There we go. And we'll cut the rest of these up and place them in the appropriate pile. I went ahead and glued all of the base pieces on this piece of clear. So I've got the green and the reds next to each other, and I nested them to try to get the most out of the glass. This is just a big piece of scrap. And they're kind of tight. It's going to be a little tricky cutting some of these, but honestly, I love a cutting challenge, so this is the kind of stuff that just is fun for me. So I'm going to go as close to that paper as I can on some of them. Kind of move over to another one. When I cut the paper out, I went right to the center of the design, and I didn't bother cutting out the circles that represent the center of the flower because I'm going to use nuggets for that, or little pieces of yellow, and they're going to overlap, and that's kind of what's going to help hold this project together. Now look how nicely that came out right there. Oh boy, it ran into the paper. That's always a little bit of a problem. You run into the paper, it has a tendency to break not correctly, so I'm going to go ahead and be a little more cautious on that one and go from both sides. All right, let's go ahead and cut here. Here we're going to kind of hit that high spot here, hit this high spot. There we go. Take my rose runners here and just very gently squeeze. Try to ease that out a little bit. I'm getting kind of an S curve here. Oh, look, we got it. Fun. All right, so let me go ahead and detail this one right here. Sometimes on the clear it's a little difficult to see where the glass is and where the paper is because everything's so pale. This is going to be a free-form piece, and it's going to have an irregular edge So I am trying to get as close to the pattern as possible because I do want it to be really neat and clean looking and professional looking. But I'm not really too concerned, you know, if I have a little bit of extra glass here or here, because this is a flower, which is an organic subject matter, and it is going to have some variations to it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out the rest of these pieces. Got a nice little pile of cut pieces here, pretty close. I'm having fun with this glass here because I've got all these intricate cuts here. I want to share another one with you. There we go. So when I laid this out, I laid this curve so it kind of lined up with this one. And I'll just go ahead and break it off. And look how fun that is, right? And then here we'll go along this one. Break that off. And come up here. So when you're cutting glass, you want to rotate it to make sure it's the most convenient for you so you can get the best pressure with your cutter. The better the pressure, the more consistent the cut is, the score is, and the better your break will be. I rotate this one, cut that little spot there. Okay, I've got a score line there already. Go ahead and peel that off. When doing curves, you kind of do them in steps. Outside curves, you can do it in one step. Straight stuff you can do in one step. But anytime you've got these kind of in and out curves, you're going to remove that glass in steps. Look how cool that is, right? Fun stuff. Got a few more to go. Oh, that one ends up in the scrap bin. Let's not do that. Ran into the paper there a little bit. If you run into the paper, keep going. Try to increase the pressure a little bit so that you know the score gets underneath that paper. There we go. Well, as usual, we have all sorts of things happening in the neighborhood. I went ahead and cut all the clear glass, and I ground the pieces close to the paper as I could. And then it occurred to me, you know, when the paper gets wet like this, when it dries, it kind of ripples, so it's not really as accurate. So I'm not sure if I'm going to cut another paper pattern from the original or what my plan is at the moment. Right now I'm just going to dry the pieces off and lay them on the pattern. That was number 2. And I deviated from the pattern a little bit, so I guess I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with these or how I'm going to get that second version of the pattern. I'm going to go ahead and lay out the first one, and then we'll go from there. So sometimes I, you know, make a lot of plans and prep in advance, and other times I just come out here and have a good time. Cut glass, lay it out. Now, what I'm doing here is, this is number 6, okay? Taking the paper off, drying the pieces really thoroughly with this towel, moving the paper here. This one is number 13, that's red. And I'm going to assemble this on a kiln shelf, but I don't want to do this drying off over the shelf because I don't want to get this dust on there and I don't want to risk getting the shelf wet. So as you can see here, these pieces are meeting in the middle. I didn't cut out for those little dots. I'm just going to figure out a way to do those a little differently. This is number 7. And the pieces don't look anything like the original pattern. Isn't this so fun? Number 7. How do you even get in there? All right, there you go. Okay, that's looking pretty good. 6, 7, and 8 are looking pretty good. All right. So, you know, you get out there, you start out with a pattern, then you kind of you know, work as you go on some things. And other things, you know, okay, this is number 12, I think. I'm just going to put that right there. There we go. I'm going to dry the rest of these off and lay them out. All the clear pieces are laid out on the pattern. Fit, looking good. I got a little hole right there. I'm not worried about that. Everything's looking pretty good. This one's hanging over a little bit, but we're a little under over here, so I think we're all fine. Looking good. So normally I would have a second copy of the pattern, which I have on the bottom. I would, you know, if I'm doing 2 colors, well, normally I would do a circle, okay, and then cut the circle, then cut the pattern, lay it back here like I have. But I'm doing this a little differently. I wanted it free form, and I don't know, I just felt like kind of just getting into it, so that's what I'm doing. I've selected this green for the leaves and this really pretty red. You see that pattern, that beautiful streak going through there. It's really nice. So what I've decided to do, which I don't usually work this way, but I'm going to. I'm going to take the pieces and I'm going to lay them on the glass, and I'm going to pick this nice dark green spot. Now remember, the grain is running this way, so I want the grain to run like this on this pattern piece. And I'm going to trace around it with the marker. And then I'm going to number it, number 5. Put it back. This is number 9. And that's this nice dark green area over here. All right, this is number 9. 11. Let's put that right there. Or maybe right there, that works. You notice I'm lining up the direction, the length of it with the grain in the glass. And then 14. Put that right there. Oh, that fits there beautifully. Look at that. Nice. One, 4. Now the numbers are going to wash off when I grind these. So I'm going to want to kind of grind them quick or maybe in smaller batches. Although I'm not really too concerned about the green ones because there's so few of them. They're around the perimeter and the shapes are all very different. So we take this red out of the way. Move this out of the way a little bit. There we go. Bring the cutting tools back in. When I cut glass, I try to dump my scrap off to one side so that I don't risk putting my tools in it. Because when you put your pliers down in the scrap glass, that's when you'll get cut. These little tiny shards will get you. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm going to try to actually cut the marker away. Because the marker, if you leave it, each of the pieces will be a little bit bigger than it should be. Put that aside. Here we go. That looks great. I really love this glass, how it has a beautiful translucency to it. It's got some white, some green, some pattern to it. It's really pretty. I'm hoping that it really, and it's kind of a warm green, not too cool. Yeah, not too dark. Just right for this. I think it'll be a really nice complement to the red. I'm hoping to get some of that nice striations from the red in the piece, but it's kind of in the middle of the sheet. I don't know that I want to, go to the middle of the sheet to get that glass or not. We'll see. Now let's finish cutting up these green ones here. This one's a little deep, so I'm going to do it in 2 steps. There we go, because I don't have a paper pattern to reference to know if I lose something. That's one of the problems with this technique, is if you lose a little point, you don't know it, because there's no paper hanging over the edge. So it's important that you ensure that you get the right accurate shape. Alright, this one cut. There we go. I think I'll go ahead and grind these so I'm not at the grinder so long and to break up that task. There we go. I'm pretty pleased with that. There we go. Okay, so we've got 5 leaves. We can go ahead and grind. Here's the clear pieces laid out, and here are the green pieces that I just cut. I'm going to pay, this one is number 16. Dry it off really nicely. Place it right there. There's number 5. I want to take the Sharpie off these pieces as well, so it doesn't, I don't want to assume it's going to burn off, so I want to keep those nice and neat. Here's number 9. These look like they actually fit pretty well. A little more Sharpie on that one. Let's get that off there. Yeah, these look like they're going to fit beautifully. A little bit of variation in the piece sometimes in a piece is okay. Adds to the, to the custom kind of characteristics of it. Okay, you know what? I believe I forgot to do number 2. Oh, number 3. I sure did. So I'm going to go pull a piece out of the scrap bin, and I'm going to do number 3. I cut the red down to a more manageable size piece. And now I'm going to take these pieces that represent the red, trace around those. I'll start with number 1. So hopefully I don't forget any this time. So 2 fits like this nicely. Yeah, fits good. Alright, there's number 2. 2. Put those right back so I don't lose track of where they go. I'm definitely going to need more glass than this. These petals are eating up the glass here. That's all right. Let's see if this fits better like that. Again, I'm running these pieces with the grain. So let's see if something else fits better in here. Maybe that fits better. You know what I did not do? Are you guys paying attention there at home? I didn't number the pieces. That was 1, 2, 4. That's 7. Yep, see? Losing track of my own self here. I think that fits better like that. The nice thing is I got these big pieces with this lighter area, so that's fun. Because those pieces are going to have a little more weight because visually they're going to look like they're on top. That's number 6. Number 8, I'm going to put that, ooh, I want to get that beautiful section right there with number 8. Number 10, see if that fits here. Fits nicely right there like that. And that's 10. Okay, go ahead and cut these out, and then we will do 12, 13, 15, and 17. Unless I can fit any of those in little spots, but I don't think so. I think that's about as much as I'm going to fit on this piece of glass. All right, the project is really starting to come together, and I love these colors and the glass that I've selected here, so I'm really pleased with the way this is coming out. And the fit is looking fine. You know, I've got a little bit of gaps here and there, but I'm not going to worry about this. This is kind of a free form, have a good time sort of piece. I wanted to show you cutting this long one here. I've got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces here. So I'm going to start here, pick a nice gradual curve. Hit the highest parts of that one, hit something on this one, and then go there. That's a crazy cut, huh? Let's check this out, see if it works. Let's hope it works. Look at that, nice, nice, nice. Let's slide this over here a little bit more, get out of the way. Right here we can just kind of do this. So I'm doing a series of score lines to get each of these individual flower petals out. There we go. And as I use my grozers, I can pull my cutter out of the way so it's not near the shards. Break these little pieces off over here in kind of the corner of my work area. Put that there. And look, as I'm working, my finger is taking the Sharpie off the glass. So let me find my Sharpie, which of course I can't find. Where'd it go? Oh, it's over by the other cutting area. Well, I got the small one here, so we'll go ahead and take this one and use it. Oh boy. That's number 8. Not great on there, but it's better than nothing. All right, so we'll take this one here. Isn't that the most beautiful sound, right? Score line, a nice, good, solid score line. Great sound. Okay, take that off there. Looks pretty good. All right, so we're gonna move that. Take my dust broom here and sweep these little shards out of the way. So I'm not cutting on them, number 1. And so they're less likely to get on my tools, number 2. And keep my work area clean, number 3. Right here. Not exactly sure what that's supposed to look like, so I'm just getting a little smaller there, that's fine. This one got pretty narrow, so there we go. We use those runners in the other direction to hopefully save that glass, and we did. We managed to keep that little point there. There we go. All right, I'm going to finish cutting the rest of these pieces, grind them, and then we'll lay them out on the pattern. All right, I cut all the red, ground them. Oh, I'm really pleased with the way everything's coming out. So I'm going to now transfer the project over to a kiln shelf because it's three-dimensional, has some open spaces, there's not a single clear base. I'm going to go ahead and put it right on this kiln shelf, this round shelf, and I'll place it inside the kiln. This way a little bit so you can see what's going on. I'm just going to pick them up. Ooh, gotta make sure my hands are clean because I just handled that kiln shelf, so I'm going to get my hands nice and clean. Just going to pick these pieces up one at a time, or rather, I'm sorry, two at a time. And put them on here. Let's see how this goes together. All right. This goes here, something like that. There we are. So these green ones are kind of nice because they're helping keep those red ones, you know, spaced properly. Another red one here. And put these two green ones, the green one and the clear one, tucked that right in there. Beautiful. This is going to be so vibrant and pretty. I love it. I love these colors. You know, poinsettias are kind of a winter flower, not necessarily just a seasonal holiday flower. I mean, well, okay, seasonal as in. Okay, this next one is 15. And then 14 goes between those two. There we go. But you know, it's kind of a, oh, it's not really centered on the kiln shelf, but I guess we're not going to worry about that at this point. There we go. Ooh, I like the alternating green with the red. Pleased with the way everything's fitting. I'm going to fire this to a full fuse, so even though there's not like overlapping pieces, it should work out pretty nicely. And I've got some residue here from, I guess the towel on some of these pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe that off with this soft brush. There we go. Okay. Yeah, love the way that turned out, right? Isn't that so pretty? Wow. All right, let's figure out what we're going to do with that center area now. I have these little beads, these little dots that I made. And I show how to do this in a previous video. I've got some clear ones. I'm going to use those for filler. And I'm going to use these yellow ones on top. Now, because it's a full fuse, they're probably going to change shape a little bit, but that's fine. I'm going to take these clear ones and drop them in the hole to fill up some space. And connect the pieces and bring the level up a little bit. So that's working out nicely. Okay, I'll take some of these yellow ones. Oh boy, everything's spreading apart a little bit. Let's try to get these back together. Push them in, there we go. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, I think I'm going to grab a pair of tweezers over here. There we go. And oh yeah, look at how pretty that is. Fun, 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 right? Put these little yellow dots. Some of these are marigold color, some of them are more lemon. That one's going to go in sideways, fine. So these are made by taking a small square of glass and fire it to a full fuse temperature, and then they ball up like this. Okay, these are a little trickier than you might think. Primarily because the tweezers don't want to grab them because they're round and smooth. They're so smooth and soft. And then they want to like land on the wrong side. There we go. All right, we had one fly over here. Let's grab that one back. Oh, isn't that pretty? That's coming out so nice. So these are in effect going to kind of hold everything together because they're bridging some of these gaps. This one just doesn't want to cooperate. All right, there we go. I kind of think maybe I want a few more, so I'm going to go grab a few more. Although when I look at this on the video screen, it actually looks pretty darn good. So maybe we leave it. Yeah, all right, we're leaving it. There we go. Oh, I love that. Okay, let's go ahead and load this in the kiln. All right, project is loaded in the kiln. It moved over here very nicely. Nothing shifted or moves. Very happy about that because I didn't use any glue. We're going to go ahead and fire this to a full fuse temperature, and then tomorrow we will see what we have. So sleep well, my precious. All right, kiln fired overnight. Let's see what we have in here. Wow. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Oh wow, this red is luxurious. Oh my gosh, can you see the color? See that green, the beautiful pattern we've got on there, and the variations in the colors in that red. Wow. I'm really, really excited about this piece. I even love the little openings here. I think those are so cool. Add nice character to it. I love the freeform shape. Love the color combination. Love that this red is not just plain and flat, that it's got that wonderful, wonderful variation in those striations that accentuate and add to the design. Wow. Loving it. Okay, so you could leave this as is. You could run a little piece of clear string through here to hang it, which would be beautiful. But I've decided I'm going to go ahead and slump this because I think it'll make a spectacular bowl. Because I feel like when it has a curvature to it and the sides have lift, that it'll be even more beautiful on the table. So I'm going to take that kiln shelf out, take these posts out, put this mold in here. There we go. I'm going to center the glass in the mold. There we are. That looks fine. We'll go ahead and close the lid and take this to the slumping temperature. And looking forward to seeing that when it comes out. All right, so we fired overnight. Here we go. Oh, check it out. Wow. Oh, so much. Gosh, it was pretty before, and now it's just, wow. I love those little open spots in there. Isn't that so fun? Look how pretty. Nice little gradual curvature there. Gives it some lift when you set it down, like right here. It's going to... wow, came out really pretty. I'm really pleased with this. Love, love, love this red glass. And the green too. And these, wonderful. Love that there's a lemon and then also a marigold yellow in there. It gives a nice little variation in the center there. And love the shape. Wonderful edge quality. And that's all due to using two layers of glass, clear and then a color. You get that beautiful edge quality there that just really shows a nice, high-quality, professionally made piece of art. So consider doing that with your construction. And isn't that just fun? Those little peekaboo spots there. And this is actually, there's clear glass in that spot right there. But anyway, super thrilled. Looking forward to putting this in the house and enjoying it for, oh gosh, I'm going to enjoy this all winter. Just love it. But actually, it's pretty enough I can leave it up all year long. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make this flower. I hope you try it. You can do it in any number of colors. Could be white, could be blue, could be yellow, could be, do it any way you want. You can do it Christmassy colors like I have for the season. I'm going to be honest with you. I am so thrilled with the way this came out. This is probably going to be on one of the tables in my home all year long because it's so beautiful. So thanks for joining me. Please follow, like, subscribe, share, comment on my YouTube channel. We love it when you do that. We get information on all of the things that you guys, we get information on your comments, on when you like things, when you share things. It makes us feel so good to be out here building projects for you to keep you inspired, motivated, encouraged, and out there in your studio having fun, being creative. Consider becoming a premium video member. We would love to have you. We have new courses coming out all the time. Full-length video courses with wonderful projects, and each one teaches you a different technique, a different method for glass cutting or a way of working with different materials. Each one is unique and a really skill-building course that you are going to enjoy. They come with printable pattern ebooks with full-size patterns, firing guides, pro tips, all sorts of things, everything you need to be successful making those projects. So become a premium video member. We would love to have you. And until next time, oh boy, I hope you get to make one of these because this is so fun. Happy fusing!